Team match. Match 6.
In the top left, our Korean Zerg. Not favored here. He is.
Gosu Crew. Dark.
Not favored here, then.
Not favored here.
Oh my goodness.
And in the bottom right, our Polish Zerg, soon to be champion.
Ego Esports. Elazer.
Do you disagree?
Oh, I absolutely disagree, but we're going to talk more about that later. So I've been thinking about it, right? Like, we are sitting here. All 4 of us combined don't even have half of the MMR of Seoul. So why would Seoul ever open up scissors in a best-of-1 rock, paper, scissors? That's because everything you said is true. He didn't even want to go. He pretended he wanted to go.
That's true.
But he wanted Elazer to go. So Elazer would play a high-level ZVZ against Dark. And now Seoul's sitting there taking notes. Seoul is just way smarter than all of us combined.
Yeah.
That's why he opened scissors, okay?
No, that's the way to do it, actually. That's brilliant. That's when you know people are throwing rock, paper, scissors matches, is when they both open scissors over and over. And they both jump into paper because they know they're both going to keep throwing scissors. That's like, oh man.
It's like the opportunity to have rock is there and they just don't use it.
Yeah.
Like, that's when you know something's
They just never use rock. It's like going bio without stim or something.
What do we got over there then?
Little infester.
What did it say?
Off.
Did you read it?
I didn't check. I'm not sure.
All right.
But
the opening is a lot more standard than what we saw in the main event, and that actually makes me quite happy. I mean, it was a cool attempt by Dark, but I don't really want to see it twice. I think Acropolis is a really cool map for ZVZ, because I feel most of the time it will go into 3-base scenarios. Yeah. And there's really a lot of cool attack paths, a lot of cool little maneuvers that you can make. I think there is a very real possibility to get into mineral lines as well with Lings and Banes and that kind of stuff. So I think this is an excellent map for this matchup.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't mind that we have it right here. Like, if this was Cyber Forest, I'd be a little bit sad, but here we are. And definitely has potential for a wide range of different games. So, Dark,
you really think Elazer's going to win, or are you memeing?
Of course I think Elazer's going to win. Listen, the last few times that they played each other, who won?
The last few times?
Yeah.
Actually, just the last time, I guess, Elazer won, but the time before, Dark won.
And what about the time before that?
Maybe Elazer won that.
Oh!
Well, before that, Dark won.
Well, I don't care about before that, because before that, Elazer wasn't good. Okay, Elazer's coming out party was at BlizzCon, okay?
All right.
So, we're only counting from there. And, yeah, don't mess with fate. We see what's going on with Elazer. Just assume it to continue.
He's definitely on one hell of a run, and like even though we made some jokes in the pre-game talk, it is really cool to see him that happy. You know, certain players they're so used to winning. You know, Saro at this point as well. Even though he's always humble and sweet, you can see that it doesn't do that much to him. Like it doesn't bring the nerves out or anything. You know, it's just like this is what I do. And I feel like Maru always kind of has that aura. Stats has that aura, but it is really cool to see somebody be as happy as Elazer has been over the last 2 days.
Yeah. And it feels like that happiness is not going away. He could lose every game from here and just be like, this was a great tournament. Yeah. You know? Yeah. You can go 0-5 today in ZVZ. Not an issue. It was a win.
No. That's going to take him like 7 seconds to get over, and then he's still going to be very happy. I'm with you. Slightly faster Lair on the side of Dark, but Elazer is following, so nothing super weird is happening. It was really fun as well to see a lot of the memes about the Elazer overlords that were coming up. Elazer was laughing a lot about it too, obviously, because he won anyway, right? So then, if you win anyway, everything is funny. Even your mistakes in soccer too are really funny. And he's just like, I don't know what it is, man. He's like, I just keep building overlord. He's like, it's a reflex. He's like, I don't know, like, I'm aware of it sometimes. He's like, but then I'm still building them anyway. He's like, by the time I realize it's often too late.
You know, we were even telling him what was happening, where it's like, he's maxed out on overlords, and then he built 5 more after that, and he built 2, and then he built 3. Yeah. And he's just laughing like, yeah, I don't think I can ever stop doing that.
Wow, that Spire, by the way, that is a
I love it.
Super quick Spire, especially considering the economy that Dark has, right? Like, sometimes there are quicker Spires, but then it's like wall off, 2-base-ish weird stuff. This is like, hey, we're both playing a normal game, right? 3-base against 3-base. Dark's actually playing super greedy here. Like, this is ridiculous.
Well, I like it, right? Because we're in... Oh, my... All right, I like it because, look, if you are looking at this game and you're just trying to stay on par, you're making these roaches right now, the Spire, if you don't nail him before those mutas come out, you're going to be in some trouble.
There's a lot of gas, by the way, being mined here by Elazer. That could give us the idea that he actually wants to attack. And if he builds nothing but roaches now, I think he's hitting one hell of a time, because Dark is playing super greedy, doesn't have a single raid. More roaches on the way here for Elazer. I don't know if Elazer knows or if he's expecting it, but if he just attacks, it's going to be really good. If he sits at home, I think it's going to be really bad.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy way to sum it up right there. Now, there are a couple spines being made, a couple more now. I wonder if Dark's idea here... oh, they're right there. That's where they're being made. Okay, so just kind of a zoning defense.
Nidus.
Oh, well, that's going to be a good strategy here. How many queens does he have, though? I don't think he actually has any idea about these mutas because he's only making roaches.
Yeah, no, I think he's going to bring a couple drones as well.
Yeah, for sure.
He's probably going to bring some drones and build spore crawlers on the other side of the map. So if Elazer can get a Nidus up in the main base, or just to back up the roach squad as well, that's going to be massive. Dark is going to try to buy some time. I mean, the army advantage here for Elazer is ridiculously big. It's 87 against 36, but hey, like you said, Dan, what can really shoot up?
No, not a whole lot here, but that doesn't mean he can't kill everything that you have with the roaches still. Now, the muta's going after this Nidus. Oh my god, he's in some serious trouble.
Yep, those spines were not ready yet, the additional spines, and the first to just go down immediately. He was not able to shut down the first Nidus in time. Then, Elazer, it's just meant to be.
It is meant to be. I told you about this already, man. Look at this. He's just destroying absolutely everything. These mutas are barely tickling. These are like flying sentries against the roaches.
We are getting 4 more mutas. We're getting a lot of Zerglings out as well. Obviously, a lot of drones have gone down, but if Dark can just keep a few more drones alive, there is still a tiny bit of hope, actually, I think. I know people make fun of me when I say that, but I actually believe it. If the muta count grows a little more...
If you get enough that you can just rail down the queens, then yeah, it becomes a real possibility, but he is losing a lot of drones, and you know, I feel like Elazer is going to have ample warning and be able to get anti-air up before these mutas can cross the map.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, he's up 20 workers, right? He's got 6 queens at home. But I must say, Dark did that really well. The moment those spines went down, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is it, right? He's going to be left with like 12 drones. He saved 36. It's not great, but it is something he can still work with. And his army right now is actually quite a bit better than the army of Elazer.
Yeah, that's a lot of mutas right there. And the Ling's starting to surround some of these roaches as well. All right, does pop back home. But look, you can back this up and play a bit of a macro game now. It's just the mutas are going to be very, very annoying. Map control is definitely going to Dark.
He's going to get a lot of overlords as well, but we all know that ain't an issue. And when I say that, he is actually going to be supply blocked. Oh my goodness.
You know what? Elazer's shaking his head right now. Yeah. I shouldn't have listened to Roddy.
No, I shouldn't have listened to any of them.
Just sabotaged me.
That Overseer is going to get picked off as well, but obviously it's important for Dark to shut down this Nidus in the main base as well. Dark is still 16 workers behind, but there is a lot of potential in these mutas. This reminds me a tiny bit of Thunderbird, even though that was a different scenario, right? But I'm suddenly, like, I'm actually kind of feeling Dark's position, even though he's been down economically for quite some time. He's got 23 freaking Mutalisk.
That's a lot of mutas. There's no question. He's got +1 attack on him, which makes him even more fearsome. All right, he's going to come in now. There are a lot of queens, but not enough to fight these mutas. He needs spores nearby as well.
Yep, 23 mutas is simply a little too much. We did see that infestation bit finish up in the main base, and that's big.
That's important.
Yep. Well, he's going Lurkers. Or at least he's going Lurkers.
Well, maybe just to burrow a couple. I mean,
hey, he needs the Spore Crawler. That Spore Crawler is out of range, actually. The queens alone is just not going to be enough. Elazer is losing a lot of his queens here, and that's the majority of his anti-air.
Well, now he's going to be able to even take out some of the spores because he is hitting that kind of critical mass against so few queens. A lot of the overlords dying as well.
Wow. Dog, I never had any doubt.
Oh, yeah. No, you sounded like you thought he was going to win when the roach attack came, Roddy. That's for sure.
Guilty as charged. But Dark is actually just kind of picking Elazer apart. He was down over 20 workers, but he's dealing an absolute ridiculous amount of economics now. I really feel it's so similar to what we saw on Thunderbird.
Yeah, well, you know what? Good job here from Dark. Elazer definitely in trouble. He's got, no, his Hydra died. I was going to say that he has a Hydra.
Yeah.